No one, I think, is in my tree. Unfinished interviews. John Winston Lennon, 1964-1968. Written by Geoffrey Giuliano. Narrated by Geoffrey Giuliano.
Some people sort of discovered a new reality, and some people are still sort of confident about the future. That we too are, you know. Everybody's talking about all the way it's going and the decadence and the rest of it, but nobody's really, not many people are noticing all the good that came out of the last 10 years, which is the moratorium and the vast gathering of people in Woodstock, which is the biggest mass of people ever gathered together for anything other than war. Before, nobody had that big an army that didn't kill somebody or have some kind of, violent scene like the Romans or whatever. And even a Beatle concert was more violent than that, you know, and that was just 50,000.
I think by now it's fairly safe to assume that John Lennon was what we call a genius. He certainly followed the script wrought by previous giants with his lonely childhood, dreamy nature, and rebellious disposition. The unexpected death of his free-spirited mother, too, sad as it was, probably helped round off the edges of his character, chiseled so assiduously by the matronly Auntie Mimi Smith. Still, there is nothing so common as unrequited talent, so it's definitely a measure of his drive and ambition that John was able to jump over his stodgy middle-class environment and land foursquare at the blustery heights of international stardom. What was really wonderful about the guy was the way his work was so intimately and personally assimilated by his legions of fans around the world. John was a homegrown musician from suburban Liverpool, whose musical and lyrical thought processes were somehow almost completely simpatico with kids everywhere. No small feat. Even time, it seems, hasn't diminished the impact or solidarity of his vast body of work. Equally as potent as his music, of course, were his thought-provoking words. Before being pushed into introspection by Bob Dylan's early recordings, Lennon didn't really pay too much attention to lyrics. But from then on, to John anyway, the message was the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?